We know Zeka's an incredible Yone player, and Yone pairs really well with Maokai. Like, there's a lot of power in this draft, but I do have some questions about how the Nidalee is going to function here. I do think that this is not a matchup where Nidalee just auto wins like you do with Peanut. Looks like they're going to have an interaction here.
Oh, headbutt pull. Lands onto Viper once more. Ju not exactly offering too much back here, as now Kingen gonna have to move on down. Wind becomes lightning, and we'll see whether the Ambessa can get anything done now, as that is already a kill onto this Xin Zhao. Kingen trying to do it, but he does not manage to, and Calix will finally get in and take down the pesky Nidalee. But once again, it's Zeus in a ridiculous position extremely early in the game, and they even get another kill. Zeka also finds himself ahead. Oh dear.
Gideon just wants to get one and get out. Get one and get out.
Yep.
He's not going to get it.
Oh, actually just flashes on top of Zeka. They're going to see whether they can find it, but he does get out of the way of Lehens. Now Calix moves over once again. Gorgeous ulti. Of course Zeka lines it up, but Calix has the answer. Wind becomes lightning, does a fair bit of damage, but it's not quite enough to get anything back, and now the re-engage comes through. They're looking for Peanut. Headbutt Pulse comes through, and there are still some charges on this Spirit Rush. Calix going in, but it's 1 versus 3. Can he get the true damage? He does, but not quite able to get much more. And Zeus now is 0 mana up against the young gun of Nongshim. As we can see, Kingen moving over. The Banana Brush, great angle for a public execution, as now Calix and Zeka fighting. Zeka with the inside track there, as over they go. Kingen actually dancing around this fight quite nicely. Peanut getting taken low, Pulverize only onto 1 as the exhaust through onto Zeus. And Zeka getting pulled back with the charm, but they are just being separated and destroyed.
Here, Calix does get his own back as well. But I think if this is not a Nidalee top lane, the fight looks a lot less close, and yet still Zeus gets a 3rd kill.
Oh man,
and he's
stop it! So ulti advantage now available for Gio, as Kingen underneath the turret. Gideon gonna have to try and turn this fight onto Peanut before Zeus makes his way over. But the problem is, Zeus can pounce in from a very long way away, and he gets his 4th kill of the game!
Yeah, this is starting to look like it's all over but the crying at this early stage, as Calix is the only good shining light.
Ulted by Zeka, and Zeka just finishes him off. That's a solo kill. And look at Calix's face there as well. He's like, man, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, he's like, I can't do more of this game. Maybe not dying here would have been all he could have done. Zepize is pretty hard to beat. Only Genji has done it so far this season.
Zeka giving the happy B to his former teammate. Actually very, very cute.
Yeah. Galileo's notes. To see the Nongshim win, Zeus just doesn't care.
Well, he's going to get pulverized. Headbutt back.
Wait, maybe he
come through there as there is June now chasing after him. Can he actually die? That is the question. Primal Surge is not enough, and there he goes. It's not enough to certify, but it's a shutdown. It's a lot of gold, and it's on his area. But I don't think end of the world as far as cross-map opportunities are concerned.
You already got 1 grub, so Peanut's not going to get 6. Yes, and I think Nongshim are trying to repeat this, as Viper wants to go in on this fight.
Yeah, he's going to set up some feathers, but it is just ultimately this turret going down without any response on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, basically everyone on Nongshim is trying to force a fight where they have a man advantage, where they have a disadvantage, they lose the turret, and where they have man advantage, they don't get anybody. So
that one now has a Q that can clear the back wave. So is doing okay. Turret number 2 going to fall down though, and I have a feeling this is going to be a theme today.
Yeah, so remember when we talked about, hold on, we don't have time to remember.
There are a lot of people here, aren't there? Flash, Spirit Rush Flash is pretty nice, and in fact, Delight is in trouble. Pulverize is gorgeous from Lehens. Really set up to make sure that he's down, as Spirit Rush is going to get another charge, and another charm comes in, another Pulverize lined up, and Peanut could be in trouble. In fact, oh my god, I don't know how that worked.
TP though, TP maybe Kingen gets him, Kingen, how many dashes you got?
Well, he's Ambessa. He's got a lot. Is going to go for the public execution on Zeka. Wants that extra money, but Zeka able to ult his way out, and Peanut is a lumbering tree, and he is going to be able to walk it off.
Oh, and Zeka has the longest dash.
Yeah,
but he wants it. I don't know if he can have it.
Well, he's still going to be able to kill Peanut here, likely. Okay, never mind. Zeka is still alive. Still here. Let's get a nice little knock up as the charm comes through once again. Hey, so the answering kill is there.
Yes, okay. Zeus making a whole turret here because he's Nidalee in the side lane. But
let's ignore this.
We did get one. We did get an outer turret and inner Schminner, you know? Who really cares?
And outer turrets are the ones that you really want. Rift Herald getting pinged frantically by almost everyone. You're going to be coming on over as Zeus with 2 items now done.
Yeah.
I would say that that is somewhat intimidating.
It's not a hull breaker either, it's just more healing.
Yeah, or anyone.
This turret's not going to really enjoy the autos coming through from Viper either, and that's just going to be a dead turret with Demolish.
Yep, 5 grubs.
It just seems like no matter what, Nongshim are trying to patch holes somewhere. So, you know, let's see what happens if she has to team fight, like I was saying earlier.
Yeah!
We'll see how good that looks.
I think if you've got $1 billion gold, you're probably going to be fine. Is Jiu just going to ult, and Gideon finds Zeka on the recovery, and that's a really, really nice kill to be picked up here. I don't know whether they're going to be able to get over and take the Rift Herald. That is going to be secured there by HLE as Public Execution gets Kingen in amongst it. Trying to keep them interested as best they can, but Lahen's getting lower and lower. Jiu does not have the ulti now for this battle as Zeka gets into the backline, and Calix will be able to spot him, even able to avoid the Nature's Grasp. Very nicely done. Now the quickness comes in. Lahen's does get charmed up. Delight will trade himself for it as Kingen trying to frontline as best he can.
More playable every moment that goes by.
And I kind of lost my mind. I thought Zeka found his way back into the fight, but he did not, as we've got another one brewing. Great charm from Calix once again. Pulverize going to land onto both of the supporting cast of HLE. And Peanut struggling once again, but it's a double knockup. There's the ulti onto 2, and Zeka just surgically removes the Zeri from the fight. And that takes so much of the steam out of Nongshim. They're going to have to back away. Lahen's realizes he'll need to sacrifice himself as Calix flashes right over the spear. Great charm is going to come through as now they're just desperately trying to keep themselves alive. They will be able to do so. Spear slightly going wide.
Kind of bopped by this team that's having so much fun, you know?
Yeah, like, it does certainly feel like the vibes are different.
If you're on Nongshim, you're like, I'm trying so hard. This team's playing with the food and I'm the food. I'm really looking for the angles. Unfortunately for him, and now is probably just dead. It's top of the morning.
Yeah, top of the morning too. It does deliver Peanut to the team. Charm is going to connect, but now Peanut taking it as an opportunity to engage. Jiu going to turn up though. Can he get into the right position? That's the question. Calix moves out of the way of Delight, but the quickness does so much work. Meanwhile, into the backline goes King and finds Peanut at low health as they just desperately want to get on top of Jiu. He does skate his way out, as the spear is not going to connect. In goes Gideon, and Jiu stands his ground. Delight going to get out of there, but the Nidalee not going to be so lucky. Viper also getting some value as the Dragon's going to spawn.
He has those too, and we're looking at a Cloud Soul point here, but it's not a Soul, so...
Okay, there's going to be a little crash into this turret. Gideon slowed down, and now he's dead. There's just not really going to be much they can do about that one. Inner turret does fall down. Good Rift Herald value. A bit of a U-turn here from Peanut, as not entirely sure where he wants to go. He is also unsure himself, as he does just cruise into this mid lane to set up this turret for a kill as well, and I'll take that one down.
Nice driving the Yone, but the problem is every time they get an even trade, somebody loses a turret.
Yeah, and they're going to look for a Constellation Peanut here. Let's see whether they can actually collect that one. Exhaust onto Zeka to avoid that damage as Delight just gonna play defense, and he plays it beautifully. Zeus now comes on over as Peanut eventually goes down, and it's now protect the president. Can they keep Jiu alive is the question, as Viper has so many feathers doing so much work. Zeus and Kingen continuing to fight here, as now Viper with the feathers gonna pull him back and take down the Xin Zhao. Public Execution is not going to work here as Zeus is tanking 2 turrets. He just flashes for the takedown and he'll collect it. And Jiu, let's see what he can get done here, as Viper does fall down first. The feather recall almost secures
Who's
the
going to defend the base?
Yeah, this is the problem. You may have sort of kind of done okay in a team fight, but you have not won the war.
Yeah, every single time it's like, oh, and then a turret explodes. They will save their base for now. I just feel like with 2 inhibitors down now...
the problem is there's way more map than that. And that's where they're really having some issues, is the Baron completely unseen by Nongshim. Gideon gonna try and get in there. If they can steal this away, then maybe there's an angle, maybe there's an option, maybe there's a way. Let's see what they can actually do.
This is risky for Hanwha, honestly.
It is. That's a flash charm to come through as Peanut getting taken down so incredibly low. Delight got it back, but Zeka finds 3 with a huge ulti. Calix with his Zhonya's though, and my god, this Ahri is popping up, lands another charm. It's a triple for the young man in the mid lane. And now, maybe that chance for Nongshim's looking real.
Oh, it was all wombo but no combo. Atlas, they got the knockups, they had the Yone ult, but there was no damage. And Zeka's going to come in here, but he's got nothing left in the tank. He's got to get out. That's a Baron, and this was such a risky call into the Zeri comp.
Oh my
If you kill
God.
the Zeri, if you kill the Ahri, it's totally fine. This one, but they're on the map. You know, that's plus 3,000 gold on the power play.
And the gold is within 2,000 now. It is actually going to get evened out as Kingin heads up towards his top side. He's got 3 items almost completed. Serpent's Fang actually coming in as the second option is kind of interesting. Lots of shields to be taken down, though, you'd expect. Yeah. Especially if he's 1v1ing against Zeka in a side lane, so it's somewhat understandable. As there's a flash in from Peanut looking for Calix, but there's no follow-up, and Peanut is just dead.
I've seen this attempt before. We saw it earlier in the game, and Calix this time doesn't need to flash to make the play happen. People with every auto. That's the scary thing. Plus, Calix is playing out of his mind. He has 10 kills on the Ahri, and he's looking for more.
Another charm is going to connect, and that is the nerf to the Yone at work, ladies and gentlemen. Zeka will be removed, and this turret is going to follow suit. Nongshim are going to win this game, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening.
Hanwha are just kind of running it down. Like, what is happening? Like, what was that? Why are you out there? Calix getting disrespected, and he's showing you why you should respect this young player.
10-2-6, Wolf. He is 16 out of 18 as far as kill participation. He is massive in this game.
On 100%.
No matter who you are. As Lahen's looking to try and turn it.
TP is available for King, and he's going to have to use it.
Yep, Zeus has made his way over. Lands the first spear there as Redemption. Going to get Calix's health bar back, and you can see he is not scared to look for these flank angles. Spear not going to connect there either, as Lahen's his health bar very important. Kingin.
He doesn't have a great teleport angle as Lahen's going in.
It's only a pulverize onto 1, and that's an ult onto 3 from Zeka, but he immediately goes down. They take the cow, and the Zeri has got 2. Public execution comes through at the same time as up goes the Zeri, and down she goes, but they've got more damage. Zeus is not enough. He is just one Nidalee against the world, and over the wall they go, and they take him down. 7.8k damage for the young man Calix.
The follow-up, and because he's basically full build on this Ahri, he just does massive damage. He has the Shadow Flame, he's got the Death Cap, his moves, his juke's fantastic here. Test this Baron. They may look to try to trade for 1 inhibitor. I don't think they can get 2, and even getting 1, I mean, they don't have a full wave here.
Yep, and there are pings out. This is HLE wanting to go for a trade.
They should probably use their Baron-empowered recalls to get back, and they will. He's not allowed to split push. He's just grouped with his team, and that's exactly where Nongshim want him.
Yeah, that is going to be in a turret falling down here.
20 seconds on Elder.
It's now a 5,000 gold lead for Nongshim. Not that gold really matters right now, as Lahen's just pressing the headbutt button because he can, as Calix is a madman. They have Elder Dragon, of course, so it's not exactly that crazy to go for fights, as Peanut sets up the Nature's Grasp. Charm not going to connect this time around, as in goes Zeka, but they do find a great redemption for the extra health, and now Jiu all the way out the back.
Yeah, he's like not even on the same planet. He's like, there's no way you're getting both of us. It's not going to happen.
He'll just say, beam me up, Scotty, when they like lose some of their cooldowns. Yeah, that's what's going to happen there.
The midway point of the map before they do anything.
Well, Gideon actually going to go in, as there is the flash pulverize onto Peanut. Extendo beam coming on forward as Calix finds yet another gorgeous charm, and they end the jungler. And Zeus, he's on the bottom side of the map. Nongshim, they understand they need to send someone home. They could lose most of their base off the back of this one.
Zeus also backing.
Another beautiful redemption angle here.
King has TP.
Another inhibitor turret to go down.
Hanwha are going to have to make an engage happen here soon. They're going to have to make a tough call. Delight and Zeka, they're at the forefront of this. They're looking at the fishing. Great defensive charm. Minion waves here.
Oh, Cloud Soul, man. The value.
He's just saying you can't actually push to get this inhibitor.
Well, that's a Hex Flash and Headbutt Pulve, as Zeus just able to get himself out of the way there. The Orbit Elder, a lot of damage.
Elder?
With Lahen's here, though, this is Zeus actually buying a lot of space. The Elder has been started as Redemption just to clear up the health bars of Lahen's and Calix, but can they get here in time is the question. As Gideon goes forward, he pulls Peanut out as the Twisted Advance comes on in, and it is the Elder secured by HLE. Now Kingin looking to get on top of Viper, despite the fact that the Dragon's getting angry. And Calix, can he be the hero again? I just don't think he can, as Extendo Beam not going to be taking down this tree, and despite everything that Nongshim were able to do, they just lose out on the Elder Drake because of a pesky kitty cat being annoying.
Zeus still just gets them, man. He still gets them. He still annoys them. He still ruins their day. He still outruns them. He outpaces them. He outsmarts them. And Zeka can defend the base as they push to end. 45 seconds till this Zeri comes up, and that is 45 seconds too long.
Yeah, no Baron, so maybe these minions are killable. The Calyx is really going to have to rely on these Nexus turrets, and Zeus is not going to let him. Charmy's going to go wide, and the Dragon is just burning him down. And I think Nongshim, I think they know that this was a decent effort, just not quite enough to take down HLE here today.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.